conference will
Okay.
now be recorded.
Okay. Thank you, Naveen. Thank you, all participants, for your introduction. So, I have a total TM 10 plus years experience, and I did implementations, pre-implementation, rollout projects, and BN4L. I did end-to-end, three end-to-end implementation, includes freight collaboration and GTT also. Current project also working on both TM and BN4L projects. Also worked on some support project on BN4L as well. So now today we have met for a demo purpose. I'll talk about the basic significance of BN4L, which is freight collaboration and GTT, and then I'll talk about the training content, what we're going to impart, specifically kind of activities, configurations, etc. needed for building BN4L, and also touch base the points, some slides which you can understand. Of course, it looks like all have the TM experience, so you guys can understand easily. You can really correlate with your. However, now you must be doing integration with the carriers in some other XML format, in some other 3PL integration, etc. You can definitely, I believe you can correlate and understand easily when I walk through the slides. Okay, let me share my screen and show my PPT. Let me know when you guys see my screen. Do you see my screen? Can
Yes,
somebody
Vikram.
confirm?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
see.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, now. So now just, I think you just let us put some diagram. So now current world, you're using TM system, just normal plain scenario. I just want to put it in here so that you can understand. Just think about this is carrier. So now how you are integrating with the current scenario, TM freight order, freight booking to carrier. We are sending freight order to carrier, a confirmation via XML, and then both sending request to them, execute the shipment. This is like we are asking to carrier to execute the shipment. We are sending the now current design as is without BN4L. We are sending via XML. So the confirmation is also coming from XML from carrier. Okay. So this is for the scenario subcontracting. Let's say subcontracting scenario where we are asking carrier to execute the shipment. So in other scenario, if you implemented BN4L, the scenario how it will the difference is you have your TM system as it is, and then you have your BN4L system, which will have the functionality for both freight collaboration and GTT also, your BN4L, and then carriers. Sorry, some letter not getting printed. This is that when BN4L, when you implement it, this is the scenario landscape you can see in the system. So let's say TM, we have a freight order. It got created here in TM, and of course we have a PPF action that will go to BN4L. BN4L have certain sub functionalities. It will trigger the same message, SOAP messages to carrier. That it will be happen from here to here, and once it is to carrier, carrier will have the confirmation. He sends us, this is the date I am sending, I am executing the shipment, and this is the price, shipment price I'm expecting, this is the charge I will do for the shipper. With that information, he will send back confirmation back to this carrier to the TM. So when you implement a TM BN4L, the communication from here to here, carrier to TM, it will happen via BN4L. Okay, so that way system it is defined from when it is from BN4L scenario. Okay, so this is the I just mentioned the example which is a confirmation as a flight collaboration. I'll just mention here the scenario what we talk about is flight collaboration, the way how you are subcontracting or tendering all these process which I'm giving this example. Let's say you asked this scenario already carrier to execute the shipment from Germany to Switzerland, just for an example. So you are interested at a certain point of time, where is the container visibility, container physical movement or location, etc., and all this information you want to see that. So this information, this carrier, when he picks up the carrier from the factory, he will send us loading start or loading end or whatever the information for this particular container. So he will report this event. He will take the data from the factory. He sent to BN4L, and this BN4L push that information back to TM system. That information will be updated in freight order or freight booking. So that this functionality is supported by GTT in system. It is a, you call it as a visibility. This functionality is called GTT, and subcontracting and tendering concept is supported by freight collaboration. Okay, so BN4L basically very dominant functionalities are your freight collaboration and GTT. Okay, so this will help the shippers for subcontracting purpose and visibility side. So this is the crux of the BN4L functionality. So I hope you have a now fair understanding. So any questions we can discuss it at we can discuss now. Any functional, I mean process wise, technical architecture, how it is currently designed. We can have some questions now.
Yeah, Venkat. So TM to BN4L, right? That is shipper side. Again, the carrier also have the BN4L, right? Or from shipper BN4L to directly you are sending to the carrier. It should
Yes,
not be,
correct.
right?
Yes, correct. Of course, the question what you asked, if I understand well, these carriers also have a possibility they are also onboarded and BN4L. But irrespective, uh, the BN4L will work as it is, similar. It is no difference whether it is onboarded or already on LBN or not. Let's say in your example, I mean in your question, FedEx is carrier. It is already they are also implemented SAP. They are also BN4L, but it is not matter to us whether they are in BN4L or not. But we will give some login credentials, and they can do these confirmations, confirmations, or they can post the event from GTT. They will have their logins. They can update this information from both these two topics. Is that make sense?
Yeah, but how they are confirming it? So from, see, you are sending an XML format, right? In that case, from
Yeah.
our BN4 to
XML
RTSL
will
format.
be loaded to the carrier tenant. We have a concept in BN4L. Tenant meaning they will have their own accounts. SAP will provide them. Let's say FedEx have a doing support services to your shipper. Once we onboarded FedEx, SAP will give credentials, I mean carrier tenant to them, a URL like. We have some well, if we go to this PPT, I can show you.
Okay.
So they will see that the TM freight order in this carrier tenant URL. They can see that freight order number and the details, and they can confirm with the date, and they can upload the events, container location, gate in, gate out, something like that information regarding that container. So we have the carrier tenant, and they can upload the information. They can process that information, and as I mentioned, that will come back to TM in this. If you look at this diagram,
Okay.
is
Mm,
that make sense? Did I answer your question?
mm, Yeah, that is fine. But so the environment is different. But yeah, here my environment is different. That's fine. Yeah, we will
Okay.
continue. We will
Okay,
continue.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
So let's go to so this is the system landscape architecture. So look at this diagram. I'm going to explain the topics, how it is the training content. So the training content is divided basically eight sections, eight modules. So how these eight modules, of course, you cannot understand now easily. So while I explain the other slides, you can have some fair idea. So the first topic is what is the BN4L importance, and the next topic is the connectivity from TM to BN4L, how we are connecting TM to BN4L, and the next topic is onboarding carriers. So how carriers will be onboarded to the BN4L, because the BN4L is the cloud application. It is not like a GUI based and all. It is a cloud application. And what kind of configuration we need to do for supporting BN4L. And then the next topic is freight collaboration. So once you implement the freight collaboration, so how the transactions will get flow, the freight orders, tendering, how will happen, subcontracting, how it will happen, and freight orders. Shipper meaning, please remember, shipper is your manufacturing company. The language what we will be mentioned. Shipper is your manufacturing company. Carrier is LSP, I mean service provider who is doing this service. Okay. The next topic is if you talk about GTT, what is the connectivity to get this functionality BN4L GTT? We have some different functionalities, logical systems to define RFC connections, because these systems two are different systems. They are not into same system. The communication will happen from TM system to BN4L. It is a RFC based connections and all. IDOCs also will be created, IDOCs mapping, port definitions, and partner profiles creation. And these are the very crucial or important topics. Configuration we must do for GTT. And then GTT, we have some specific apps which is used by shipper and both carrier also, and some specific configuration also we need to do that. Integration logs. There is some standard model. Now I cannot touch this. I mean, the demo. I cannot show you, but this GTT model, it is a very crucial for GTT. This is like a mechanism. This will drive this how the data it is coming from carrier to BN4L or TM to BN4L. This model is very much important. This will all control the data, both outbound and inbound from TM side and carrier side. This will also I'll discuss with you the configurations, the data we need to maintain, all these things. And then we have a, let's say, sometimes the carriers, you must know aware this P44, Transporian, Kites, Shipio, and all these things. These we call it as a visibility providers. Let's say my example, I have given FedEx. FedEx is actually your parcels is doing executing to the customers on behalf of shippers, but sometime P44 will be engaged. That is a digital forwarder. They will take the data from the, let's say, for example, in other scenario, your containers are moving with the Maersk. Let's just for an example, Maersk is doing your shipment, or a CMA CGM is executing a shipment. Just for an example, that Nissan is executing a shipment. Nissan car manufacturing is doing a shipment to India or UK, USA. So this case, this CMA CGM is doing a shipment via container with the container. So Nissan will ask the P44 report the events which is from USA to India or New Zealand, just for an example. What about how the container movement from USA to New Zealand, all these events which is your gate in, gate out, or loading, unload start, pickup, proof of delivery, every event of this container will be reported by P44, which is your digital forwarder. So P44 will report the data, take the data from these ocean liners and report back to BN4L, and BN4L will send the data to shipper, which is your Nissan. So that Nissan will know that when the container is loaded onto the vessel, USA, from the port of loading of USA, or when the container are offloaded or unloaded from the vessel in New Zealand. So these information will be provided by your P44, which is a digital forwarder. That way, all this information P44 will report as a carrier or network partner, and then that information goes back to BN4L, and then it go back to TM side, TM freight booking. So that way, your visibility will be taken care, the container visibility or shipment. So that is the basic importance of all these GTT. And then specifically, this model will deal to all these functionalities, how the container events are reporting that. Okay. So this is the training content I will be discussing with you. Okay. Let's go to the basic, I mean, the flow, how it will happen in the system. Of course, LBN versions has a different version, so we have every 3 months we have a different versions. But if you look at the diagram here, you can see here LBN business network, which is your cloud product. You can see here, as I mentioned, freight collaboration, track and trace. Track and trace is the visibility side. Right collaboration, the meaning is your subcontracting and tendering, which I mentioned here. Okay. So how it will collaborate or integrate with the partners? Partners meaning uh, shippers will have a communication. Carriers, it will communicate. Freight forwarders, your suppliers. So this LBN, it will collaborate with the shippers and freight forward and carriers for the purpose of your freight collaboration and track and trace. Okay. So this is how BN4L integrate with the shippers and carriers and freight forwarders.
Venkat, I have one question here. Just
Yeah,
wanted to cross check about this.
yeah, please.
This project P44, right? Is one kind of visibility provider, correct? Then
Yeah, correct.
when we have GTD in place where we can see the event which the carrier
Mhm.
can give the details, right? Then what
Mhm.
is the use of P44 in this context?
P4, very good question. I think I'll take some time, give some more explanation.
Okay. Sure.
Let's say Maersk has the Maersk know that Maersk has load take the container from factory to USA. This example, they loaded to vessel, Maersk vessel. They have that information, but Musk, as Nissan, Musk will not ask you to send that information, and Musk is not interested to send that information. If you can take the information via phone call or email, I'll give that information. Port of vessel is loaded, but I don't have. They can say they are not interested. It is not their job. P44 has the system network partner. Their activity or their business is take all the information of physical shipments or anything. They will send or they will sell that information to whoever interested. Let's say if you hire P44 for their services, P44 has their own softwares. They can send that information with their own technology or XMLs or web or anything to the your BN4L or directly to you, your shipper Nissan. So P44, apart from this, I'll give you some more good example. You have your chilled products. Let's say the truck you are moving. inside the Germany from one factory to other factory DC. So your truck, you will need to have a ELD devices, electronic logging, data logging devices. That means temperature or speed, mainly temperature or any other different parameter. So the truck driver, the truck who is having the carrier, let's say XYZ is the petty carrier. He is actually carrier. He is doing the truck is owned by XYZ. But XYZ does not have the capability of ELD temperature capturing and sending GPS and all that high level information. In that case, you will engage P44. They will have all your ELD devices, electronic logging devices, or telematics information, all these things. P44 take the data from the truck and send to Nissan. So that way, P44 they can feed the data from the truck also, or the container side or vessel with a different on the ground. What is happening? P44 have the capability to send the information back to the truck. In that case, if you must heard Orca is also biggest visibility provider. Shipio, this is Transporium. All these are the network partners. They are the ground players who can feed the data with respect to the truck or the containers. So that way, some companies will engage with the network partner like P44. Is that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I think it's a bit clear now. So, as a part of this curriculum, you will you be showing the technical setup that in to be done between the GTP and the project P44? I know P44 is not a
No, no, no.
part of this curriculum.
P44 it is not possible because that is enterprise
Okay,
level. It is not possible.
okay. But
We
but
will,
actually, high
we,
level view, what needs to be done from as an PM consultant?
Yeah,
What?
I can will show you high level
Yeah, high level
P44.
view.
Yeah, real time scenario, real time integration. It is not possible for the demo
No,
system.
that's fine. That's fine. I can
Yeah,
understand.
we
But
can
just I
show
need a high
you.
level view that
Yeah,
what
high
setup
level
is
view.
required to be done. Yeah, that will
Correct.
be good enough.
However, actually P44 will input the data that will reflect in TM side. That level we can show you.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It
process
will be
wise,
good
how
enough.
it will happen, technical integration, we can touch that point definitely.
Okay, okay. Perfect.
Because
Yeah. Thanks.
P44 is the that is cloud product and we cannot mimic, we cannot simulate here. It is
Yeah,
not
yeah.
possible.
I understand that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
We have here freight collaboration, as I mentioned you. Freight collaboration has a options, I mean functionality, which is your I mentioned here subcontracting and tendering. And apart from this, we have a doc appointment scheduling also. You must know, right? Doc appointment schedule. As soon as the shipper has a freight order, just for an example, he has the freight order. He has to carrier to execute the shipment, and then carrier want to send an intimation to shipper. I'm coming at a morning 9 a.m. So he has to book an appointment, so because he has to come to one dock and bay, right, to pick up the material, which is one of the your unloading point or something like that. So he book an appointment in BN4L here, this carrier. So that and when he books that appointment, shipper can see that this carrier has any bookings, any appointments he has booked. If you see shipper log into BN4L, he sees his appointments and then he confirms. Let's say, for example, his dock is completely engaged till morning, since morning 9 to 11 a.m., 11 to 12 p.m. So if any carrier has booked that time, he will reject. So the next slots he can see that he can book that appointment. So all this that functionality is controlled by doc appointment schedule. So BN4L I will be discussing both for subcontracting and tendering and doc appointment scheduling also. And This is a diagram you can see here: subcontracting, execution, and also the settlement side. I did not mention here. The next piece. Okay. So apart from this subcontracting tendering, there is one more functionality, as you know, TM consultant, settlements or carrier invoicing. Carrier invoicing. So this is also supported by BN4L. So carriers, we can do the settlement from TM side, and those will be reflected in BN4L. And the carrier can log in into carrier tenants. He can do the invoicing, and that carrier invoice will be reflected via BN4L automatically. So otherwise, in this scenario, carrier will send carrier invoice that will be created as a Miro invoice or directly integrated carrier invoice in TM side. But when you use a BN4L, from his carrier tenant, he can do invoicing that will reflect in BN4L, and the same carrier invoice automatically created in TM system, in shipper system automatically. So that is also possible with this functionality settlements, where we see order collaboration settlements is possible. That way also settlements we can see.
Venkat, can I ask the question?
Yeah,
Settlement, right? So basically TM side, so as a shipper side you are talking about, right? Shipper and
correct.
carrier. From the shipper side, if I have a 10 charge steps, and
Mhm.
those 10 charge steps you are mapping with the carrier charge steps, correct? In BN4L.
Correct. We need to map it. Yes, that is called in business configuration.
Mm-hmm.
Is in this slide I showed you. There is assignments. We need to map that carrier condition types to the TM charge types. Then system will recognize carrier condition types. As like without BN4L, what you map, these we need to map it in BN4L. Then only these messages will be get processed, and TM carrier invoice will be created in TM side. You are correct.
Yeah, the plan charges are down per suppose. So by mistakenly, carrier has supposed to raise an invoice with a
Hmm.
different charge steps, right? It will come for the dispute. There are different ways, right? How we are going to be handling it. It is you are going to be handling with directly with the BN4L, or you want to directly you are importing to the TM, and so from there you are.
Whatever you map exactly in TM system, we need to map exactly same in BN4L also. If
Mm-hmm.
anything to new to determine, you need to do that change in TM side. Let's say carrier send some XYZ code, and you will map it to here ABC. That ABC, how to map that amount to that in TM side, it is your interest. But the TM side, basically three sets of condition types has to be TM side, BN4L side, and carrier invoice what it is coming. We need to map it in BN4L. That way, the carrier condition charge types will be created in TM carrier invoice.
Mm, I'm fine with the charge. Charges are fine. Charge whatever the charge steps we are having it, that's fine. But whenever we are getting any dispute, how we are going to be handling it? I mean that there are different
Disputes,
ways.
disputes also we have in BN4L.
Uh-huh.
If it is anything mismatch, a dispute will be directly created in. You can create BN4L disputes also,
Mm-hmm.
and if it is created a dispute creates in TM, it will also come to BN4L also dispute.
Yeah, there are, yeah, either it would be BN4L, BN4L to BN4L if we are working, then it will go to BN4L. If I don't want
Yes,
BN4L, then directly it will come to the TM system that way.
correct.
So there are two options, right? Okay, you are going to be discussing all these options as well.
Yes, yes, you are correct.
Oh,
Either TM side dispute case created, it will come here also. He can directly create a dispute case here. That will also will go back to TM side. Two ways
mm-hmm,
possible.
mm-hmm.
Does that
Okay,
make sense?
yeah.
So the real-time visibility side, this is I'm talking about GTT. This visibility, if you see it, again, this is a cloud product. This can be Project 44 is your visibility provider or ShipIO. When he sent that information, it reached to BN4L and then it reached to TM system. Okay, so this is the demo diagram how it is going to happen in the system. Then freight booking and container visibility. Again, you can basically have the status updates. In other words, what you receive from the pre-44, and then location details, and then you see port-to-port milestones tracking, geo positions, or ETAs, ETA for proof of pickup, ETA for delivery, and all this information you will get from the your network partners like P44 and all these will be feeded to S4 via BN4L. Once you implemented BN4L GTT, all this visibility will happen and reflect in TM side.
Vegan, one quick question here. So you will be showing, right, one end-to-end flow means SAP TM, then BN4L and GTT, right? End-to-end flow as a part of the curriculum.
Yeah, yes, we will show end-to-end
Yeah.
scenarios for freight collaboration and GTT.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Fine.
So as I mentioned, dock appointment schedule is a shipper will send that freight order and it will goes to carrier. You can see the carrier create appointments as per slot, and shipper can create or reschedule the appointments. That is will be enabled by dock appointment schedule functionality in TM side in BN4L. So this is carrier onboarding. We need to onboard for your testing purpose. Let's say you have implemented your built your system in development system. So if you want to test it, the carrier also has to be onboarded in the BN4L as a development sub account and all, and you can test it also. And then once you do that your activity, I mean FUT and all, you will need to do that and testing system also. Again, there also we need to onboard for reality. I mean production environment. We need to have a productive tenant, and then we need to actually onboard the real-time real I mean with the productive tenant purpose onboard the carrier, then business will do the transactions with the carrier. So this is your screen, how it looks like. This is a URL. I'll maximize here. You see here, this is the shipper launchpad. I mean, the shipper launchpad is mean manufacturing company, how BN4L looks like. Dock abandonment scheduling, settlements, freight tracking. These are all the functionalities. You can see that in a shipper tenant. Carrier launchpad, meaning carrier tenant. Carrier tenant is, as I mentioned you, shipper will onboard the carrier into LBN, and URL will be SAP will provide or shipper will provide a URL to them. They can log in into their tenant and they can do the transactions like a freight orders confirmation, and then you see here freight order confirmations. This is the place where carrier log in and he sees what are all the freight orders coming from the different shippers, and then he do the confirmation. This is for quotation RFQs, freight quotations. These are request for quotation. These are the freight quotation RFQs. These are the quotations. He get it from the shipper. So this is the place where he can see is the dock appointment. He will book the appointment from here. He will report the events from the this link with respect to the containers or trucks and all. So this is how carrier have their URL, and he will do the transaction. This is the place freight settlement, right? settlement side, he will go and he will create invoice, and then it will come back to BN4L. I mean the carrier BN4L, shipper BN4L, and then it will reach to your TM system. It creates the carrier invoice. This is from standard full end to end. This is just want to show how it will. Let's start customer order and delivery created. Freight unit, freight order or freight booking will be created based on the modes of transport, and then it is coming to TBN4L as a freight order booking, purchase order, add last day, add order, and freight order booking. All these come to BN4L as like this, and BN4L can send the settlement. Settlement also coming here in TM side, so that way transactions end to end will happen. So these are the modes of transport supports BN4L. BN4L will support for all modes, road, ocean, air also. Include these are the main functionality what we can see. Tendering and subcontracting. You can see for ocean tendering it is not possible, and then execution settlement it is all possible for the scenarios. Dock appointment schedule currently only for road. Ocean, of course, ocean liners and all they are not interested come in schedule. These are the functionalities supported with respect to the different modes of transport. So basically, the other point I want to so there are two ways to shippers and carriers will collaborate. I mean BN4L how it works. So the two ways are how shippers and carriers will collaborate. The number one is web UI. Web UI. So the I is not getting web UI. The other one is B2B integration. Okay. So in the web UI method, carrier will have their own URLs, and they can update or feed the data to carriers. Let's say confirmations or visibility site, container visibility, all these. They log into their URLs and all these feed the information. This is web UI method. The other method is B2B integration. Let's say, as I mentioned, FedEx. FedEx has their own SAP system and BN4L also. This case, they will log into their BN4L system. Of course, TM freight orders will go to reach to their BN4L. We will set up that system. They can write confirmations, all these visibility side, container visibility side, and all these things. They can report from their system, but that will be interfaced directly, automatically from their BN4L system to shipper BN4L system. Okay, this is one method. One is the web UI method, other one is the B2B integration. You got it? Hello?
Yeah, Venkat, can you explain web beautify? I understand it. So web UI means so basically
Web UI,
where.
what I
Mhm.
mean is web UI, we have a carrier tenant. That's what I mentioned. So this scenario, BN4L basically it is the main purpose is for shipper and carrier.
Correct.
Shipper will have their own URL. That for shipper tenant, what we call as a shipper tenant.
Correct.
Shipper tenant.
Correct.
Carrier will have their carrier tenant. That means they have
Correct.
their own URL.
Correct.
So when they log in into this URL, as I mentioned, this PPT as I showed you here somewhere, this is the carrier launchpad mini. This is their
Correct.
own URL. This is
Correct.
URL when you onboarded this FedEx BN4L. SAP will give one URL to them. When they log into this URL as a carrier, they can see all these options. They are reporting you, they're confirming, they're doing your appointments from this URL, okay, which is given by SAP and you are help them. Otherwise, let's say FedEx, just like a petty vendor, small carrier, they don't have any system. They don't have any IT company or any IT system.
Correct.
You
Correct.
just giving credentials to them, they are doing. Okay. FedEx has their own SAP system and BN4L. They are integrating, it is automatically coming. This case also
Got it.
automatically coming, but some vendors or carrier, they also have SAP system. They're not logging to your carriers or inputting the data. They have their own system. Let's say maybe a different example I want to give you. Let's say Kune Nagal has a Oracle system. They are not onboarded any LBN. They just confirmation their system, but how freight order confirmation we have some standard SOAP messages, transport request underscore in. You know, right? This message transport
Yes.
request,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
transport request
Transportation order question.
request
Yeah.
underscore in.
Correct.
So
Correct.
whatever he sends that Kune Nagal he sent, we will convert into EDI format and then SOAP message format and then map to this transport request underscore in. That confirmation will be back to flow to TM system. So this integration is called B2B integration, okay, system to system integration. This web UI integration is called, we will giving link to them. The basic functionalities directly he is inputting this data and that is coming back to TM system. That
Okay.
way these two are different. These two methods are different. Is this make sense now?
Okay. Basically, so B2B is I understand, but web VM is directly SAP itself. They are giving the
Yeah,
URL
SAP,
to them to
yes,
confirm.
correct. URL to confirm. Because they don't have their own system. They don't have any IT system. Just for an example,
Okay.
think about it.
Okay.
You are giving a URL to them. You are giving a URL to them. Whatever, because BN4L, it is like a, they are providing some information to you. That information, we are giving a link to them. Please update this information, whatever you want. Via this link, I will, if you update that information, that URL, I am getting the data, but that integration I am taking care of as a
Okay.
shipper. BN4L is supporting that functionality.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Just for an example, Mumbai, there is some small manufacturing company, and truck drivers also trucking company as a small trucking company. Trucking company, they don't have any software. They can only mobiles and some emails. They don't have any IT system. But as a shipper, you onboard into BN4L. You just give it some link to them. They will log in and they will see your freight order, and they will say, okay, I will execute the shipment tomorrow with this rate. They will confirm that link, and that data will come back to TM system from BN4L. That integration I will take care as a manufacturing company.
Okay.
You got it right. India, all truckers, they don't have any IT system. They only
Correct.
communicated via mobiles or mails, just small mails or texting calls.
Correct.
That scenario, web UI is the link option.
Okay.
If this
Got
is
it.
the case, largest trucking companies also India we have. They also own SAP or small IT systems. That case, B2B is the option.
Yeah.
Okay, so those two scenarios we will cover. That is the
Yeah.
BN4L has
Yeah,
that
Venkat,
option.
sorry, I have one question here. So, is
Yeah.
it possible for a shipper to have two this web UI and the B2B for different vendor at the same time?
Yes, yes, it is. It is
For both.
ideal. It is ideal scenario because you have your 10 carriers,
Hmm.
10 carriers, and two carriers don't have any IT system, but rest 8 carriers are big carriers.
Correct.
They can
Right.
do your
Right.
B2B.
Got it. Yeah.
The integration, how your integration, like today world TM, you must have different carriers, but each carrier communication method is not same. Some carriers will communicate to you via email, some carriers will communicate via XML, some carriers will communicate to phone calls.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, that way it will be integrated, the communications. Yeah. And then, so the technical integration, how it happens, basically, if you see the connectivity, so we have some certain SOA manager configuration interfaces, transport request underscore out, invoice request underscore in, all these things we need to do it here. This is the main piece we need to do. Of course, this is not a TM consultant job. This is you need to ask your basis or developer. They will implement the server manager services, and then TM system will send that information to BN4L flight orders and all. Yeah, that's all. So now I will open for you any questions.
Yeah. I have one question, Venkat here. So,
Yeah,
you have mentioned that you have worked around three BNL4 projects, right? So you might have come
correct.
across many issues while implementing the process, and while doing UAT also post go like you have come across many issues, right? Will you be able to provide those lists of issues? Any important issues that you have faced across
Yeah,
as
there
part of
are many issues will come up while implementation data will not go to
yeah.
BN4L first of all, and from carrier side, data also will not come to TM side. Those are the main challenges. Apart from this, carriers will not be interested easily. Users onboarding issues, whitelisting, uh, what do you call the integrity connections will not happen. Sometimes we need to have make a development in SOAP messages or REST APIs also because some specific information carrier needed. Then we need to enhance the standard REST messages, SOAP messages also, which is your APIs. So BN4L, then we need to integrate sometimes needed extensions in CPI also, cloud integration, or sometimes middleware in PIPO.
Okay. So you will be providing some list of those issues as a part of curriculum. Any chance?
Yeah, of course, we will discuss those points here.
Okay. Perfect. Then. Yeah.
Siva, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Naveen, I can hear you.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
can hear you.
Yeah.
yes, Kunal.
So, like regarding the SOA manager setup and the technical settings, so we will check those during the training, correct, Siva?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my question because, like, if we do that setup now, then we'll have the better confidence. Otherwise, now we'll see the theoretical, then it will not give that much understanding. That is my concern.
No, actually, these are actually functional consultant. We should have a
Mm-hmm.
driving control, but
Mm-hmm.
we will not get an opportunity to implement them as a functional consultant. It is all basis or above our job. But here only the thing is the part is you are a director. You need to know the scenes
Correct.
how it's going to happen.
Correct.
But you don't need to venture into and make them. You just have the control and direct them the piece by piece. I mean every part of the functionality,
No,
especially so.
true, Siva. That much understanding only we needed. Like, at least we will have that all the configuration understanding, like what
Yes,
should
yes.
be. Otherwise, Yeah, otherwise basis or any team will not take that accountability when it
Yes,
is not working.
we need to have the list of activities to be completed and
Correct.
monitor them.
That
And
is my expectation. That is my
make, make the
expectation. Yeah.
make the ease of communication between them, because they say that it is pending with them. Unless you
Mhm.
know venture into that and tell them, they just sit idle, and it again you are the first point of contact to answer what is the progress. But we need to know where it is and where to push or where to speed up. That level of information understanding I'll definitely provide in these sessions.
Yeah, that is the expectation. Siva.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
any questions?
Yeah. So one more thing, like if you go to the training content, like how, like the module wise 1, 2, 3 you have written, so how that it is going to cover, like what will be the timings and the course duration for this?
Yeah, I think Naveen team will get back to you on this. We have a familiar idea.
Okay.
He must have a plan how to organize. We will come back to you on this.
Okay.
If anything technical, I'll help them.
Okay.
He will come back.
Okay, Siva. Thanks.
Okay, one quick thing, Venkat, will you be sharing the deck with us?
What is that? What did you say?
Sharing the deck, this particular deck, can you share with us?
Uh, you can ask Naveen.
Naveen only, right? Okay.
Hmm. Okay, if no questions, we can wrap the session. Naveen?
Yeah. Hello.
Venkat, I have one question. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead, Naveen.
Yeah. So, Venkat, do you work on ASR scenario here? Like if
Which
a
one?
company is having TM and ASR, advanced shipping and receiving.
No, it is irrespective of any scenario. BN4L will
Okay.
handle it. It is not specific
Okay.
to
Okay.
this I mean, downstream functionalities.
Mhm.
This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, Venkat.
Oh,
Good
good
morning.
morning.
Morning, Venkat.
Good morning, Saurabh. Yeah, let's start. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
I can see.
Yeah, today is our first session of BN4L. Let's touch introduction to LBN or BN4L. Uh, so first, I will talk about significance of BN4L. Now it is BN4L. Previously, it was called LBN, Logistics Business Network. Now it is BN4L. And then architecture of BN4L. How system is SaaS application is designed. These two topics we'll discuss today. I'll use this presentation deck, and then we will discuss significance and architecture. Of course, you might have a little fair idea of what is the significance of BN4L. I hope all are basic TM consultants. In fact, SD background, I still remember. All you are majorly TM and some one from MM or SD background who can clear understand what is the BN4L background. So basically, BN4L significance it is first of all SaaS application, cloud-based application. It is hosted by SAP in hyperscaler data centers, and then it used to run data centers and hosting the services, applications. It is managed by hyperscalers, let's say Amazon Cloud, Google Cloud, or like that. SAP hosted on these hyperscalers, and then data also managed by these hyperscalers. So basically, these functionalities or anything is built on by SAP, but these are managed by hyperscalers, data storage and all. That is the significance how this is built on this BN4L. And then anything the development or this is SAP actually every quarter they do develop some new functionalities. It is not similar as it is unlike ECC enterprise components how we are using S4. Whatever the new development. In other words, I want to tell you one more point also here. This SaaS application, it is completely built on Java language package, and additionally, it is in a Java Spring concept. It looks like the all functionalities built on BN4L. So Java, this Spring methodology, I think so, Spring programming, it is very dynamic. If you look at anything banking or insurance or very dynamic industries, use only Java Spring concept and all. That's why BN4L, if you look at the BN4L help all SAP sites, website, every month they release some new functionalities. They will append the functionalities, the way how you build the functionality, collaborations or any new functionalities. That's why it is very dynamic. And then so as I mentioned, this is cloud product, and as I told already, it is managed by BTP. BTP, all you have a idea of how BTP can leverage application development or integration the systems, AI, and then what is your the major business process automation also. So BTP are built on this cloud application BN4L. You can say BN4L it is a subset of BTP, since this cloud application all built in BTP technology, which is your carrier have a sub account, shipper has a sub account. These sub accounts are into the functionalities of BTP has a concept of directories, sub accounts, accounts, and sub accounts. These sub accounts will have some apps, services are subscribed to that. Each service, let's say shipper has a one service, shipper account. Let's put it in some. So this shipper is BN4 terminology. It is a manufacturing company. So carrier is your LSP, LSP or a 3PL partner as such. So we are going to call it as a shipper tenant means manufacturing company, like where we are going to implement BN4L. So when I say carrier tenant, it is a carrier who provides services to the shipper, or LSP or 3PL, same language. So we are going to BTP has a functionality which have a sub account concept. These sub accounts will be again a shipper or carrier. So BN4L purpose, these sub accounts we will going to create, we're going to set up. Those will be mapped to your shipper or carrier. Okay. So this is the language we are going to talk about entire this while we are discussing the communications. I'm going to talk about shipper tenant. I'll mention mm, shipper tenant or carrier tenant. Okay. This is the concept BTP has built up. and we are going to use that shipper or carrier tenant. So again, shipper tenants and carrier tenants are going to be created in BTP, and those will be used for your carrier collaboration or the freight order or freight booking collaboration. Collaboration in the sense the communications between the manufacturing company and the carrier. Okay. So I hope if any questions, maybe I'll give to you. We can. It is better the conversation via questions also, so that I can give some more details. Any questions now? The significance, or maybe you can have some questions and I can answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hi Venkat, Sunil here.
Yes.
We'll
Fine.
be having only single global account for both the shipper and carrier, right? In BTP, or separate global accounts again.
Global account will have a higher level.
Hmm.
Generally, it is ideal to create as a sub accounts. Global account, it is a shipper level. Let's say you have your Nestle company.
Okay.
Global account, just since you have mentioned,
Hmm.
global account, it can be. I want to put it in this way. Global account will span, I mean, will map to, let's say, your TM applications and HR applications, and then your SD applications or MM function areas.
Yeah.
This will be having all these different modules. But when you say BN4L, you will have your sub accounts for BN4L into the specific.
Okay.
Global account will have all areas, functional areas. Sub accounts are to the individual modules like that.
Okay.
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 See, it is
Understood.
again your BTP consultant. Since I want to give you some knowledge. But
Hmm.
basically, in depth, we don't, as a BN4L consultant, you don't even need to or some pay attention on this. But only
Okay.
the just to connect the points while implementation, you will like some how BN4L implementations will happen. You
Hmm.
will see, witness everything. What is the entire communications, because you are the kind of a spark, uh, front runner, point of contact.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to have the knowledge, but it is not necessarily to entire what do you say, predominantly run the entire conversations. You don't need to do that, but it is good to have the knowledge at least. So in the beginning, your business process owner, if they want to buy this BN4L service, I mean implementation, they need to buy the package from the SAP. Then all these conversations will happen. They will buy the service, BTP service. If already they have a BTP, they will need to purchase BN4L services. Then they will get a, already if they has a BTP, they will have the global account. They need to have the buy
Understood.
the BN4L license. Then they will get a mails global account, that these services are entitled, and then you need to create a B2P person will have create the sub accounts. But as I mentioned, it is better to have a knowledge global account, sub accounts. That's all. Yeah, that way.
Thanks, Venkat.
Yeah, I want to give some tips. BN4L projects.
Yep.
The
Venkat,
functional
sorry, I
consultant.
one question I can ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just mentioned that every 6 months SAP is coming up with new innovation in the BN4L, right?
Yeah,
So
can you, your voice is little low. Can you speak little loud? I
yeah,
can hear
can you hear me
you.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just little higher side.
Yeah. Now it's audible, right?
Yes, yes, I can still hear you. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So my you mentioned that every 6 months SAP is coming up with innovative solutions for BN4L, right? With new features, new items, right, in the BN4L.
Yeah.
So now the AI is coming up in a big way, right? So is there any new AI concept is being added in the BN4L in the current future or in the upcoming future? They have any kind of roadmap?
No, AI side, I don't think so. It was embedded. It was integrated. Anything featured Joule or something as of now. For flight collaboration and GTT, there is no as such AI was embedded, integrated.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions? How this at least importance of BN4L as we can move. Yeah, feel free. Now, maybe if you have some, definitely there will be some assumptions or something disconnected points in your mind because you will, how this knowledge, I mean, at least awareness you come to you, whether you will be exposed to the system or you will, someday conversations will happen via friends or colleagues or somewhere those information sometimes you will really grasp the information or sometime indefinite information you really don't know anything but some information come to your mind so that we will have some knowledge what is the significance. Otherwise I will move to architecture how it is. Okay, I'll move to architecture. So this is your BN4L architecture. When we say BN4L architecture, this is a business architecture I am showing here. You see here, it is in cloud product. The main, the pieces, what we are going to talk about is freight collaboration and track and trace, which is your visibility side. This is track and trace. Freight collaboration, it is your collaboration with the carriers for the shipments confirmations and shipments tendering and all these functionalities. So here this is business collaboration, how you are going to do that. These are the suppliers, material carrier suppliers in the sense uh, carriers who execute the shipments. Freight forwarders is your sometimes who you are making paperwork also. Customs department, they're also there collaborate with you. And shippers, who is the manufacturing companies, carriers, all these stakeholders will collaborate, make a conversations with BN4L. This is scale of global level they will operate. And how they operate with your shipments with these different modes of transport: road transport, ocean, airline, and rail network. All these different models they will operate. Whoever the you are operating as a shipper operating these modes of transport, all these modes of transport communications or you are making with freight collaboration and GTT with the suppliers. So that way you can see this integration or collaboration will happen. So this way transactions are getting flowed, and how these are exactly getting mapped or will happen in the system we can see here. If you see here, shippers, let's say shippers TM system. These are the shippers TM system. Let's say you have your freight orders, freight bookings coming out from the your TM system. Those are those are flowing to LBN or BN4L system, and then they are going again to the carrier system. Uh, this way, I mean, FOs are coming from TM system, you have shippers TM system. They're going to BN4L system, BN4L to carrier system. It is the direction, it is going here, carrier system. Okay, and then as I mentioned you last time, communications will happen two ways. Communications will happen, which is web UI, and then the next option is B2B integration. So actually, carriers and shippers, there will be communication methods, two methods they integrate. The two methods, how it is, web UI is the concept. So shipper will onboard the carrier to the BN4L network, and then we will give one URL to the carrier. So they will join this carrier, I mean, enter this, log into this URL, and they will do freight order confirmations or anything location updates or giving a quotation to the freight order, freight bookings. So they will have link into the URL and do the confirmation. The other option is B2B. So this is B2B communication when the shippers have their TM freight order, freight booking created in that system. So it will directly send freight order to the carrier system. Let's say you have your DHL. DHL, it is a BN4L it implemented like Kune Nagal and all these carriers. So let's say example, this carrier, think of this is Kune Nagal. This shipper, as soon as the freight order got created, when you click on this send to carrier, I mean send to carrier option in freight order, so this will first reach to your BN4L system, and then BN4L to directly carrier LBN system. Once you shipper transportation person click on that send to carrier, it will fraction of seamlessly, it will directly integrate to the carrier system, a BN4L system. If it is not BN4L, if they have any other SAP or Oracle system, it will load to their system. So that is called B2B system. So this communication or collaboration, it is happening business to business, I mean system to system communication. In other method, it is a web UI. Web UI meaning web interface, web user interface. They is just we are giving carrier tenant. I mean, in other words, it is a URL to log in. They are logging and they are doing transacting. I mean, they are doing confirmations. So that way, in both modes, the shipper is directly communication flowing back seamlessly, whether it is in web UI or B2B integration. So that way, the communications are happening. So this is why that we mentioned here B2B integration. It is to system integration, directly all communication. There is no human or manual intervention. It is, see, you can see here Uber Freight, and then P44. All these are system to system integration. Okay, so this is the technical system integration. Um, there is a possibility of this is just like a systems integration architecture we mentioned here in this diagram. But I want to tell you there is other scenario. This is your SAP TM. This is your PI, PO, or CPI, cloud product integration. This is your BN4L. This is your carrier system. Okay, so when you integrate a TM to BN4L, PIPO and middleware, so this is the data flow will happen. Once freight order created, it will reach to PIPO and then BN4L and then carrier system. Here the communication, let's say I'm doing as a B2B integration. B2B integration directly, seamlessly, as soon as the freight order get created here, FO or FP, it will directly reach to here your freight order. There is no manual intervention. Okay, so this is called, I'll call it as a B2B integration. B2B integration. In the B2B integration, this is the flow of the data, whether for a freight collaboration or for a GTT. So when I talk about web UI method integration, the scenario slightly, the integration landscape will differ. Again, PIPO, if you use it PIPO, there will be no change here. This is your recipe TM. This is your PIPO middleware. This is shipper tenant. Carrier tenant. So this carrier tenant shipper, let's say the shipper onboarded this carrier, and carrier will have the URL. He will, as soon as the freight order created here, I'll okay. As soon as the freight booking created in TM system and click on send to carrier, this will reach to PIPO and then it will go to shipper tenant and both the carrier tenant also, and carrier tenant login into this URL, whatever the BN4L URL which we shared with him. He will see this freight order number in this carrier tenant. Of course, uh, shipper also. Shipper means manufacturing company, transportation clerks, somebody people. They can also see this freight order same, and shipper carrier also can see this freight order number, and he will do confirmation in his carrier tenant because he is going to ask this carrier, please execute this shipment by this, let's say 21st 03 with the expected rate is 1000 USD for the shipment for the journey. And then this carrier look at this freight order in his carrier tenant. He will do confirm. Okay, he can do confirm or reject. Anything he can do. So once he do confirm, that will flow back from carrier tenant to back to shipper tenant. That communication again flow back to carrier tenant to shipper tenant. After that, you can see the confirmation, freight order assigned, carrier sent or something. The change, that is status will get changed in the freight order. So that way, we have two integration methods, which is B2B integration. Is I think generally it is not necessarily some clients will follow always web UI or B2B integration. It is their choice. Some small petty vendors, they will choose this option web UI. If they have a big carriers, they always prefer B2B integration because they don't need to wait for transactions or manual intervention. But again, how the system architectures, how the data flow, this is the way. Any questions here?
Hello.
Yeah, Venkat, I have one question here. So in the B2B integration, right? So you mean to say that there is no separate carrier tenant there? It's only the carrier system where
Yes,
the
correct.
right. So suppose is it possible to have a hybrid approach? I mean to say that suppose one shipper has got multiple carriers, right? They're engaging multiple carriers. Maybe one carrier
Oh,
is
your voice
DHL.
is. Can you speak? It is
Yeah,
not clear to me.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your voice is not clear. Is it clear to
Okay.
all others? It is not clear to me. Yes, Saurabh?
Yeah, so the point is that suppose I have one carrier as DHA and one is small carrier, right? So can
Okay.
I allow both B2B or UI?
There is no restriction. You can choose again. It is how shipper have a understanding. Let's say you have a very big already some system. You will prefer to B2B integration, like small India, small lorry service around India. You don't have any big SAP or a software system, then you always prefer to have carrier URL. Just log in and do that. Is that make sense? My answer.
Yeah, but again, since you mentioned that big carrier like DHA, they always prefer to go for B2B integration, right?
Mm-hmm,
So,
correct.
and I also engage with a small carrier, very small time carrier, right? So they won't be
Yes.
having enough budget for B2B integration, correct? They
No,
always go for
BN4L actually carriers don't need to spend any single dollar also, anything.
okay,
It is all cost borne by cost made by, it is a cost to the shipper who is onboarding to you. It is a service as like we are using a service just for an example, Gmail. We are not paying anything, right? I mean, just maybe I don't know. This is a relevant example, but it is a some certain. It is a free service, right? SAP is onboarding you, welcoming you there, and they're asking you instead anything communication. Just do this, log into this URL, and do these confirmations or transactions. They don't need to spend any money.
okay, okay, okay.
Is that make sense?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Uh,
Any questions?
Venkat, so in this training, you are going to be covering the B2B integration or WebR or both.
No, B2B integration, it is not possible, right? This because we this is demo system and we cannot carrier system, nothing. Carrier companies, we are not allowed to establish send any communications. But we can see some how to do that, the basic configuration and settings, exactly how it will happen.
Yeah, that is fine.
The
So,
things what we need to supposed to do that, I will show that. I will touch this point.
okay, that's fine. And so in my case, what I understood, like, so FO, shipper tenant and carrier tenant, it means like, so shipper BN4L and carrier BN4L, both are correct.
Correct.
Okay.
There are two. Actually, there are two. In other
Yeah,
words,
yeah,
you
so
have your own Gmail ID. Just for an example, I have my own Gmail ID, like
correct.
that.
That is the communication between these two, correct?
Yes, tenants, like maybe we need to understand this in a very raw format. Like BN4L BTP is a just think about it is a good example. As like a Gmail. Gmail is the product. They made it. You have your own account. I have my own account. Some XYZ their own account,
Mm.
and this exactly the players or stakeholders, they are providing services to the other community persons. Like, well, that is the reason they call it as a tenants. Tenants meaning we are residing there, but we are buying some services. Sometimes we are giving services to somebody. Like let's say shipper, Nestle is the tenant. He is there in BTP. He is onboarded into the BTP. He is procuring services, freight services from DHL. DHL is also joined in BTP. He is providing services to the manufacturing companies. That's why he is still being called as a tenant. Tenant means he is residing there. That any person residing there, he is a tenant. I mean, he is there. His obligation is provide to service or buy the service. DHL is residing there. He is buying or he is providing services. Nestle is there. He is he is buying services. So I mean, maybe I don't know. This is good example. Just to have a idea, I am giving this
Yeah,
example.
that I got it. Yeah, that's fine.
So that's why carrier will have a tenant because they need to have conversations with the rest of the stakeholders, rest of the entities. That's why they have a tenant. Shipper also have a tenant because they need to have a conversations with other stakeholders. That's why this tenant concept. Okay, and then if they want to system integration, that is why this B2B integration. They don't, of course, they can still have the tenant, but everything they can do from their system. They don't need to they have the URL, do it from the URL. If they have a SAP system, directly you can see the freight orders from Nestle and they can confirm and they can provide a shipment location and all. They don't need to log in and all, right? That's why this B2B integration and web UI concept. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Venkat.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. Okay. So I have a general question, like what are the best alternatives for BN4
Best
in
alternatives
the
means
market right
what
now?
context and what is the
In this
context?
like carrier collaboration portals,
Hmm.
BN4L and some other third party multiple systems will be there right, in different regions. Like actually why I have this doubt is one of my client in Middle East, Saudi, they want
Uh-huh.
to integrate TM system with Hashmove ELP system, enterprise
What is
logistics
that?
platform. It is
What is
Hashmove ELP.
Hashmo? Can you just ping here? Hashmo. What is?
Hashmove ELP. I'm pinging in the chat.
Can you just type it because we will come to know general some
Yeah,
visibility provider. Can you type it here?
yeah, I'm typing. Yeah, I have given to.
Hashmo. Okay.
Yeah, like one of my client in Middle East, they want to integrate the TM system with this particular component, and they were asking me what are the best alternative solutions for carrier collaboration for tracking and tracing other than this.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason.
Yeah,
Like
of course.
after my research, what I got to know is this particular Hashmove ELP is the biggest service provider in the Middle East countries
Mm-hmm.
for flight collaboration, all these things. So they have in
Yeah,
their cloud network, they have all the carriers in the that particular region.
correct, correct. See,
Yeah.
even I'm not a product owner or some marketing. I cannot suggest anybody anything. But BN4L, since every shipper will have SAP, generally they tend to have same native applications. Hash move and all. If you go, you need to find a integration methodology. If you implement it, no, again anything problems integration, you need to talk to SAP and SAP will not support also. That is general tendency. If you integrate other applications, SAP, you need to integrate. You need to send all this freight order, freight booking to Hashmo this system. But BN4L nowadays it is as a very extensive solution. We have a lot of good functionalities and knowledge of the trainings and good support from SAP. Dedicated persons are they will engage and they will hand holding till the entire journey of your flight collaboration GTT implementations.
Yeah, understood. Even I suggested BN4L only, but what the client is telling is that hash move is good in Middle East countries. All the
Of
oil
course,
and
if
gas
you
companies they are
have a
using that
good
particular thing.
cash move, let's say if you implement a Europe and all, of course
Hmm.
they can. It is all depends on data centers who are managing. If a hash move has more, they should have their data storage and all, right? Cloud
Yeah.
application.
Hmm.
Yeah, they. I think that is also a valid point. They need to evaluate how the data hyperscalers. What do you call? They maintain the storage, backup, and all. It is also matter.
Yeah, like as per the
And
communication with them, email
And there is
communication, everything,
also,
what
I
they
want
mentioned
to
is,
highlight one more challenge. Let's say these SAP, it is a very well familiar. General petty carriers also, they are interested to integrate with SAP. But again, small carriers, hash move on, they want to integrate. Sometimes they might say no because we don't know that system is not that familiar. They will have some resistance. That way, if SAP integrating with any carrier, every carrier will say they won't resist. They easily integrate with SAP because SAP has a lot of robust application, right? They easily integrate. They easily convince even small carriers also while integrating with freight BN4L implementations.
hmm, okay, got it, Venkat. I need to once again check with them. Because like what happened is even the TM was not completely implemented on that particular systems. This communication, everything is happening from procurement side with the carriers
Mhm.
right now. Yeah.
Maybe Ariba.
No, like manually they were sending everything. Like that they mentioned. Not completely like TM or MM, nothing is there
Okay.
completely. We need to start slowly. Yeah. That's why with
Okay.
third party systems they want to do for carrier collaborations, they want more it seems for
Yeah,
global
BN4L is the right system, of course. When in terms of GTT, I don't think so. No other application will have this good functionality. GTT and all, it is very good. BN4L. Of course, we have there are many other applications. Transporian, Shipio, uh, Four Kites. Of course, Four Kites everybody know. Uh,
Mhm.
there are, Middle East, one company is there, Indian company. Uh, I forget that name. It is very famous. The small company. Yeah, there are the many players, visibility side, like this freight collaboration. Load
Mhm.
Bridge also there, some company, UK, Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any questions, please feel free to ask me for architecture. So tomorrow we'll start some next high level points. We'll look at the system, touch the system. Naveen, hello Naveen. Hello.
Yeah, Venkat, just a question. So tomorrow, basically, you are getting the flight order, and so you are showing it the flying to the BN4L,
Yeah,
and
yeah, we will start touching up the system and basic configuration. I mean, the data. We will start the first sessions tomorrow. System. We will touch the system tomorrow.
oh,
Venkat,
Yeah.
one final question here. So, will you be showing one scenario of multimodal shipment with BN4, right?
Yes. We'll run the scenarios. First, we
Okay.
will touch the basic configuration. I hope you have the schedule. What is the training schedule?
Yeah. I have
No,
seen that. So I just checking out the multimodal shipment, like one
Yes.
flight
Once
order,
we done the
one
basic
flight home.
system setup, we will come
Yeah.
to know that stage. We will run the scenarios and we'll see that all the
Okay.
flight collaboration and GTT scenarios will be covered up there.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks.
Will now be recorded.
Start looking at the things BN4L for flight collaboration and GTT module. We will start touching up the system and system configurations and all. Today is the technically the first day. I mean, second day where we are starting hitting the system. Today I am going to discuss how BTP is enabled or empowered this BN4L. We will look at that how BN4L is created, how sub accounts can be configured. I cannot even I'm not much expert into BTP, but what BTP consultant will help us to create the sub accounts. I'll just show you how these were created already because BTP consultant has created sub accounts. But when you are working in the project, sometimes you also get an opportunity to talk to them. Only the thing is where your work starts once sub accounts are created and those sub accounts are fully configured 100%, then that is the place where you need to start your work. But right now these sub accounts are created by BTP consultant. We will look at that how these were. Okay, let me know when you see my screen. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, this is the BTP cockpit. Of course, you must get an access for this also. Ideally, you will get a tenant, shipper tenant, and carrier tenant. You will talk to Naveen. Naveen help you to get this URLs. Okay, so I'll just as I mentioned yesterday, we have a called global account. Under this, we have sub account. Into the sub account, we can say it is not a lower level hierarchy, but in sub accounts, maybe in other words, you can think of sub accounts are shipper tenants and carrier tenant. So these sub accounts will map to the shipper tenant and carrier tenant. For the TM application I'm talking about, TM sections where this is related to TM related applications. Global account is for higher level, client level, let's say shipper level. Sub accounts are to the process area level, let's say TM area level. So these sub accounts are mapped with your shipper tenant and carrier tenant. Shipper tenant is a manufacturing company. Shipper tenant, it maps to the your manufacturing company. Your carrier tenant is your carrier or LSP or 3PL partner. Okay, so that way, shipper tenant is manufacturing company, carrier tenant is your carrier or LSP. Okay, so this way, entire this freight collaboration and GTT will always use this language, shipper tenant and carrier tenant. Shipper tenant is your manufacturing company where will have your shipments or freight orders or freight bookings. Those will be created. Those we will ask to carrier to execute the shipment. Those shipment information, when you made necessary processing in TM side, those will be pushed to your here from SAP TM system to BN4L. Let's say web UI method we are using, from here to shipper tenant or carry shipper tenant or carry tenant will be processed via your PIPO. I'm just giving a recap to yesterday what we spoke. Just giving this picture so that we can understand. Uh, so now how these are configured, let's see already. So as I mentioned, these are the BTP cockpit where you can see all the functionalities. BTP, this is Account Explorer. So this is the global account. This is the global account as it is showing up here. Sub accounts are created. These three carriers are created as a sub accounts, and this is the LBN BN4L sub accounts. Okay. So to navigate to the URL, we have two options. Either we can click it and it will take you to the shipper tenant or carrier tenant, or let's say go to click on this, go to overview. Go to application. If you click on here, it will open your carrier tenant. This is the carrier tenant. Let's go back to we'll see first shipper tenant, shipper tenant. We'll go to your instances and subscriptions where your applications are subscribed. This is the shipper tenant, shipper apps for freight collaboration. This is for GTT URL, I mean to log in and all. If you want to go there, whether you can do that three dots also, go to application or directly click on this row, go to application. Still you can navigate your shipper tenant and carrier tenant like this. So once you are here, this will show two options. You can just click on default identity provider, then it will log into your shipper tenant. This is the shipper tenant. This is it for, this is your carrier tenant. The differences, the functionalities and all, I'll touch base later sessions. Just to show you the look and feel, I was showing this. This is your shipper tenant. Okay? This is your carrier tenant. Okay. So that way, basically, as I mentioned, we have a carrier tenants or and shipper tenants. These three carrier tenants. One carrier tenant is now it is fully functional, and this is the shipper tenant. So when you get into this project, the first step is talk to BTP consultant and make sure these sub accounts are created. Let's say your development system You want to test only single carrier because the functionalities all it is not varied for each carrier. It is a processes and the functionalities how it is. There are slightly it can be different for the different carriers, but for development system testing and all, we will test only with a single carrier. You make sure that carrier sub accounts are created for both freight collaboration and GTT, and then you start the next steps, and then you think it of the next steps. Okay, so project implementation wise, this is the first and foremost steps we need to do that. Okay, I want to just little touch these URLs, shipper tenant and carrier tenant. This is the shipper tenant where you will see all let's say right settlements. You can see what are the documents got created in the system, doc appointment scheduling, what are the appointments carrier was created, freight tracking, where is that container, in which location, which stage it is, what is the expected time and all. That information this apps will show. I mean, this now I am just giving you fair idea. That's why I was here. Just look and feel for you. I'm just open explaining you. This is the your shipper tenant, and this is your carrier tenant where carrier login here, and he will transact with you. I mean, in the shipper, he can come to this is the freight order management where all freight orders collaboration, let's say quotations, he will receive from the shipper, and freight orders he will receive. He do confirmation using this style. Bookings he do confirmation with this style like that, and settlements he as soon as shipper created freight FSD in their system, that will push the messages and that will post some data freight orders here. He can see that and he can invoice from here. Otherwise normal systems as is before BN4L, he can send an invoice, and if you automated it, carrier invoice will be integrated. So once you implemented BN4L freight collaboration module, if you have onboarded and if he is doing web UI method, he can easily, quickly, he can see that freight order and he can invoice from here itself. So that carrier invoice will automatically created in TM system via BN4L. Okay, so that is the benefit. Freight execution. Freight execution, let's say he starts loading started, loading end, offloading, unloading start, unloading end, proof of delivery, etc. event, he can report from here. Once he reports the event from here, it will flow back to TM system directly and update the TM where your execution tab. So that way, these apps will work. Basically, carrier tenant will mostly use these four apps because freight order management is for your collaboration of freight, quotations, confirmations, doc appointment scheduling is for your gate operations, I mean appointments. Execution is events updation. Settlement is invoicing, invoicing. So that way, freight collaboration module deals these four areas, functional areas. That's why carrier tenant has these. These are the predominant functionalities, transactions he will do with the shipper. Okay. This is what I want to show you today sessions, and later we will talk about all these tiles, and then the transactions how it will happen between shipper and carrier tenant. Okay, this is your global account, and then these are the sub accounts. Okay, so the next step you think of in your implementation, once this can be parallel activity, you can do BTP, you are given direction to them, they will do BTP sub accounts and all. The next step is establish a connectivity. The meaning is we need to establish a connection this here, from here to here, BN4L, we need to establish a connection. From here to here, we need to establish a connection. I'll open a new. So once parallelly BTP is creating the sub accounts and all, you can think it of establishing a connectivity. So the basic connectivity, the basic data flow to from TM system to BN4L is supported by or enabled by uh, SOAP messages. I want to touch you some other information also. After this, I'll touch that point. SOAP messages are your APIs. So this is the language we need to talk to everywhere business or CPI consultant, so that everybody can understand. You have that good knowledge or experience while talking to them. The SOAP messages are, of course, you might heard. I don't think it is you. It is not new for you. Let's say I want to give some. You have your this you must have a transportation request underscore out. I hope every at least can hear this, right? Transportation order request underscore out. So this SOAP message, what it does is it collects all shipment data and push to carrier for um, shipment subcontracting. Subcontracting meaning, so he will ask the carrier execute the shipment. Okay, what this interface of messages does is it collects all the shipment data, I mean source location, destination location, and the quantity, weights and volumes, the price, what at what price he is expecting. This is fetching from the TM system, run on the TM freight order, pull the data, and this push to CPI, and then CPI will push to BN4L. Okay, so this is how this is enabled, supported is your SOAP message. SOAP message will fetch the data, and then it transmits to CPI, and the CPI will push this to BN4L. So the basic first and foremost you need to think of it is this transportation order request underscore out. So this SOAP message you need to implement, or basis or developer need to implement. Just remember these topics. The who has to what is who is responsibility implement. This is very important because somebody project team ask where is the update and who is working on that. You need to know that who is working on this implementation of the SOAP messages. So it is the basis or above task implement this SOAP messages. How they will implement? They implement in SOA manager. The transaction code is SOA manager. All SOAP messages will implemented in SOA manager. Let's go to these are already implemented by basis consultant. Let's go to it is slow. Yeah, this is your SO manager. You need to go to this integration scenario configuration. This is where you see all your SOAP messages. Let's say whether this implemented or not. You need to just check it out. Click on the name, put it as the namespace name here and search it. No entry found. I'm surprised. It must be. I'm not sure why. Integration. Web service configuration. Sorry. Object type. Object name. So you see here, this transportation request underscore out, this is implemented. You need to make sure you don't need to look at this all these things. Of course, you must have experience, then it is well and good. Or otherwise, just make sure they were implemented these messages, SOAP messages. Sometimes there is a maybe if you are familiar expertise, if anything data errors are coming, you can check it out. Messaging IDs are there, transportation settings. This is important. BN4L ID. This is the URL, whether this is rightly configured or not. And this is the place we need to look at all these data. It is their data binding type and all. This is main important. The URL. This is the shipper URL. Unless there is no URL or wrong URL, your SOAP messages will not trigger to LBN, BN4L, and data will not go there. So the idea is we need to make sure that SOAP messages are all configured in SOAP Manager. Why I shown here, the main important is for FO or for transportation data to go to BN4L. This is the SOAP message we need to implement. I want to show you. So make sure all SOAP messages are implemented. So here, this is SAP standard has given messages. We'll see some messages. We have different process areas, different SOAP messages are there. Freight tendering, these are the B2B messages. Let's say transportation order, quotation request underscore out. If sometimes you will ask the carrier, give the quotation RFQ. What is the price? You will execute the shipment. So then, as soon as
Venkat, sorry, I have one question here. So you have shown right URL link. Who provides this URL link? SAP.
yes, come again. What is your
This URL link you have shown right in the just a
which
moment back.
URL? That okay. That SO manager.
Yeah, this one link you have shown right.
Yeah, this you actually this is BTP consultant will give the. This is in other words, this is shipper tenant URL.
Okay.
This is the shipper tenant URL. This BTP consultant will know that. Of course,
Okay.
basis consultant will not, definitely know that. What is the server? First of all, TM systems. TM system, it is communicating. The first system it is communicating to CPI, right? This is the CPI URL, CPI endpoint. You need to either make a mail communication, ask the basis consultant at developer, map the build the interfaces, then he will ask this question: what is the endpoint? These SOAP messages are going to which system? So that this BTP consultant, he will give this URL.
Okay.
Is this make sense? That's where I told you this is BN4L. 50% of the work is director. You just connect the points. You don't need to act as directly involvement. I mean, you're not going to put hands on system. Your work will start some point later, but like this, you need to connect the persons they are working. Uh, Above are basis guys. You ask them implement the messages, they will know that what is the next system to integrate. Then they will ask these two BTP consultant, what is the endpoint? CPI, if it is scenario is integrating the CPI from TM system, what is the next system is CPI. CPI URL, they need to add it here. Okay. If there is no CPI direct integration to BN4L, they need to add BN4L URL there in this binding, I mean, URL here.
Okay. Okay.
Good question, actually. This is where your credit will goes or credit you will lost credibility BN4L projects actually.
So okay. So in that case, if they know CPI in between, we need to get the BN4L link, and that has to
Correct,
be
correct.
okay.
Yeah, that's where you need to, while working for any communications, two stakeholders, you need to have basis and BTP consultant. All till the level of establish the connection. Connection meaning BTP sub account setup. You need to have in confidence BTP consultant, SOAP message implementation, basis and above persons and BTP consultant, and also middleware CPI consultant also. You need to copy all this communication because middleware CPI, if you implement it as a middleware, they only know that what is their URL, with that
Okay.
system URL where to integrate. Okay, the first and foremost is I'll mention here who are the stakeholders come into the picture. BN4L consultant, of course, you are a TM and BN4L consultant, and then basis or ABAP, and then BTP consultant, BTP consultant, and then your CPI consultant. All these collaborate work. Okay, the project to till execution. The major you need to, you are the front runner. You need to talk to these three people. Basis and ABAP are only for SOAP message implementation. SOAP message implementation, and then some GTT work. I'll talk about those pieces again when we come to GTT module.
Okay.
But for BTP, it is entire your journey till go live. You will, in between you need to talk to them BTP. Some carrier account, sub accounts you ask them to go create in development system and test system, and then some roles missing. Your this BTP consultant, you will frequently you need to talk to them. CPA also integration, you will get some messages, failures and all. You need to talk to them. But this basis and above only till the SOAP message implementation. After that, you don't know unless there is a critical integration errors, some data is not flowing. You made your custom developments in program. In this, sometimes you can enhance this transportation art request under this is standard SOAP message. Due to
Right.
some data, there is a possibility you will left and right you will enhance. Then definitely you will face encounter a lot of data integration issues. That time you need to sit with developer. But more frequently or more often, you need to talk to these two people,
Okay.
BTP and CPI consultant.
Okay. So you mean to say that we can enhance this SOP message, right? This
Yes, yes, of course. This is without BN4L environment also. there is a potential reason, potential possibility. It is some different data carrier is asking, and then you need to add it. Then you need to extend this standard SOAP message. Correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Is that make sense? What we have talked about till here?
Yeah, it's clear now for me.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So for tendering, these are all the messages we need to implement. Quotation confirmation in when he sent confirm quotations when he sent, sorry, when he means carrier sent. When we quotations, we will inform, okay, I got your quotation cancellations. These are all your SOAP messages. These are must to implement in BN4L for tendering purpose. When tendering is involved in any client, these are the messages we must need to implement in SOA manager. And then freight orders for confirmation. Confirmation is meaning we asked carrier to execute the shipment. For that message, this is the SOAP message: transportation order request underscore out. This will take your shipment data and push to carrier for his confirmation. Once he confirmed, this is the SOAP message. Bring that confirmation back to TM system. Okay, this is the SOAP message. This is your cancellation. You are not interested. You want to not go with the XYZ carrier. You will stop that carrier. Right? You will cancel the freight order. Right? Then this SOAP message will trigger. Likewise, this is for booking. These are the booking standard SOAP messages. So all these SOAP messages we need to implement. So this, as I mentioned, we need to take basis and our help, get all implemented in SOA Manager, and make sure that will also working. Get a ping web service. Even I'm not that familiar how what is it written and all, but make sure this web services are up and running. Okay, so this is the first and foremost step. Implement all SOAP messages for all processes for the relevant mode of transport. Why I mentioned relevant mode of transport? For bookings, as I show here, the bookings are not the same with the freight order. The bookings will have some slightly different booking confirmation underscore outer. This is for freight order only. Bookings are different message. Booking request. Okay. So these I'll share this list. We need to. This is the first step. We need to where we technically started working on the system, and then parallelly BTP sub accounts. So these are the two pieces of work we need to start as soon as we get mails from BTP manager or some, sorry, BTP mails from SAP, or somebody asked you start working on that BN4L activity. Okay, so once these two things are ready or tasks are finished, so the next activity is we need to establish a connections. So I'll touch this point again. So the connections from TM system to CPI and CPI to BN4L. So CPI, they will have their mapping, transportation order request underscore out. So I'll just mention trans just like that so that you can. This is what transportation request underscore out. I mean, just mentioning here. I'll also mention here. This is the SOAP message. So the connection from TM to CPI, how data it is pushing, you have your freight order. Once you click on send to carrier, this SOAP message will trigger, as because in this message is implemented in SOAP manager, system will kicking this interface. This data all collects the freight order, your shows location, destination, quantity, weights and volumes, the price, or etc. data packages or other information. This interface will collect the data and send to CPI. It will reside into the CPI. CPI has to also need to make a connection with BN4L. That will be taken care by CPI team. The connection from CPI to BN4L will taken care by CPI consultant. They will have the concept of iFlows. If you talk to CPI consultant, he will tell you, or you can also tell him. This is the SOAP messages are implemented in TM side in SOA manager. You also implement iFlows in CPI so that CPI also get connected to the BN4L. Okay, you can this language you can build the iFlows so that how we map the from CPI to BN4L. He will also use this SOAP message interface because CPI also SAP native system, right? Whatever all SOAP messages what we can see in TM system, we can see 100% all these messages in CPI also. He will just map CPI here to here also, and from here to here also he will do this mapping with the iFlows concept in CPI, so that whatever it is triggered from TM system via this interface, it will come to CPI and CPI will push that data to BN4L using the iFlows. Okay, once it is your TM system soap bases are implemented, you need to talk to them and just ask build the iFlows and make sure that that is completed. That is one way. Of course they must know this is their activity to do that, but make sure that they also establish a connection, CPI to BN4L. Okay, and then once this is connections are established, BN4L and a TM system, you need to have make a connections. How data it is pushing from here to here, you need to establish a connection. How that establish a connection, we'll see. Okay, this from TM system to BN4L. This is all you need to aware, you need to have knowledge on this what is happening, but you under sometimes you don't need to venture into this also. Of course some projects will you they will not give an opportunity, basis consultant or some BTP consultant itself they will do, but sometimes some projects you need to aware all this functioning what is happening. Okay, so this is your shipper tenant. So the
Uh,
ship
Sorry, Venkat, do we need to do the field mapping with the CPI when
No,
we
no,
are
no, no.
So,
That's
sending
what I
orders?
mentioned. That's what we don't need to do that.
sorry
Mappings
to
and all
interrupt, Venkat.
connections, it is not our job. We don't need to
Yeah,
do that.
sorry to interrupt. I can answer this question, Saurav. Here, as I have a background of SAP integration, I come from. Saurav,
Okay.
here the whole integration team will be taking care. First, you just provide what we need, what will be sent from TM. The SAP integration consultants will take care. We just need the endpoint and what it is expected from BN4L. So we'll be mapping and providing all the details from there based on the values and everything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In other words, what is mentioned, CPI endpoint, we need to give it to them, or they
Okay.
will collect directly from BTP consultant also. What is the endpoint? They will map it through iFlows.
Okay. Then what of the custom fields? Like when we want to enhance these swap messages, don't we need to do that field mapping for those custom fields?
Again, custom fields and all, you need to map. CPI consultant will take care.
Okay.
They will also add the custom fields in the CPI side. They will map it. If there is a custom fields in your this API, they will do that. This request underscore out. There is a new segment qualifiers. They will append this in their structure in this CPI side.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So once this is done, as a BN4L consultant, you need to establish a connection. This is your shipper tenant. In this shipper tenant, you can see here inbound to the network. Inbound to the network meaning from TM system, it is inbound coming. It is data. It is coming to network. BN4L, it is inbound. Outbound to network. Outbound from network. What is the data which is going outside from the network? Inbound to the network, it is data incoming to the BN4L. That means from TM to BN4L. This is the connection we need to establish. This is actually also done by CPI consultant, BTP administrator. He will make a connection here and upload some certificates so that this will connection it is get established inbound to the network. This is inbound to the network, meaning he established a BTP admin established a connection from CPI to BN4L. He established a connection. From here to BN4L, he established a connection inbound to the network. Outbound to the network, outbound to the network meaning from BN4L to this direction, BN4L to this direction. This is outbound. I'll mention here. Outbound. Okay. I'll mention here inbound. This is inbound, inbound to network. So outbound to network, you can see here all as I mentioned to you, show you there. Transportation order quotation confirmation in what is the quotations confirmed by carrier. This is the interface. It is pushing back to TM system. Invoice request underscore in. As soon as the carrier creates invoice here, this will carrier invoice will push back to TM system. Okay, all these messages they are implemented here. Everything is looks like all out or in. But I'll give you the list what to implement here, the messages. But it is again all this inbound to network, outbound to network. This is also work done by BTP consultant, but you need to give the messages, SOAP messages. What are the messages we need to implement? With respect to if you have a tendering or subcontracting or settlements also there, based on the scope of the project, we need to give the message to implement. This is the bulk event notification underscore in. This is the event information carrier as updated at any event. That event will push back the data to TM system. So likewise, we need to add these messages here outbound from network. And then we first of all, once this is the SAS services or messages are configured here, we need to activate the connection so that only the data will flow happen. Otherwise, the data flow will not happen. Even though as connections you added entries here, unless you activated, data from TM to will not come here BN4L, from BN4L to TM system will not flow back. Okay. So that way we need to establish, this is the first place you are establishing the connection you with your BN4L to the leading system. Leading systems are the TM system. Okay. So any questions here?
Venkat, can we connect directly between TM and BN4L if we don't want to go via SAP CPA?
Yes, yes. That
Yeah.
is what the initial design. We can
Yes.
go directly, but still that is also option is there. But SAP nowadays, very recently, they're not encouraging that model.
Correct, but SAP CPA just have the standard flows. It doesn't have
Which,
any data transformation of something for
yes,
BN4L.
yes. Yeah, yeah. That is what is, of course, I had worked uh, without, this is your TM, this is your BN4L, establish a connection directly with the SOA manager.
Okay.
So what? There is nothing, there is no need of a middleware. Only the
Okay.
benefit you get this CPI. Let's say the server outage and all, no, the messages will will
Maintenance or
yeah,
monitoring the
CPI,
messages.
it will be one layer. It will struck here. When the network is resume, this CPI will re-trigger all the messages.
Yes.
To some translations, conversions, it is easy. But again, SAP will sell their whole product. They will not desperate.
Agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the connections we need to do here. Uh,
So Venkat, this we have to do as a BN4L consultant.
no, no, no. This activity, of course, you are very familiar. You can do that. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
stopping you.
Mm-hmm.
But BTP consultant admin, they will generally. This involves, of course, definitely the certificates upload. This
Mm-hmm.
inbound to network, there is a P12 certificates upload are there.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get the certificates upload. SAP has to provide. Only BTP consultant have good knowledge and
Okay.
familiarity. Of course, BTP admin have the full what is the P user ID, not S user ID. So
Mm-hmm.
he can authorize to get the certificates upload. There is a IAC client also. We'll talk about that. So that topic. Outbound from network, they also having good idea what messages to implement.
Mm-hmm.
It is better you should aware all these. What is the mess? What is the functional areas in scope? Functional areas
Mm-hmm.
meaning, as I mentioned here, let's say some projects only tendering, oh sorry, only subcontracting because subcontracting, when this is scenario come, you have your carriers. That carriers are contracted carriers. Contract, they have a contract. They just ask, okay, please execute the shipment. That's all. They don't get a price from them, quotation and all. They have a contracted 1,000 trips a month. They just ask the carrier, please execute the shipment. This is the subcontracting is there, and then invoicing. He can do invoicing. Only these two process area in scope. So then you need to only think of these two messages. You don't need to. Here it is implemented quotation something. I mean, you see here quotations where it is. Quotations are these are the sub for tendering. Tendering it is not there, so you don't need to implement all these tendering soap messages. Just for an example, you have your subcontracting right orders only for confirmation. That's all. So you just implement only these. You don't need all these above ones, which is for tendering purpose. And flight bookings, you not in scope. There is no ocean process here. You don't need to implement here. Likewise, what are the process areas are in scope? So those you are very you need to implement them.
Okay, so we have to identify which all process areas need to be implemented for our project.
Correct.
Okay, and
Yeah, that is the
accordingly we will. Yeah, yeah, go ahead, please.
correct.
Mm-hmm. No, so we will notify to the BTP consultants accordingly. They will arrange the respective certificate and all, or how the we need to
No, no,
involve SAP.
certificates only for this inbound to the network. Certificates
Okay.
are it is irrelevant. It is not specific to any messages. I am
Okay.
talking about certificates only this area inbound to the network because BTP concept and all, it is all it is system to system connection, right? Unless there is no trust, there is a transaction called S trust also. This BTP consultant knows, even developers also will know that. You have your, let's say, Nestle to DHL, Kurenagal, KN. You are sending, communicating to them directly, Kurenagal, with forget about BN4L scenario. If you are sending any data to Nestle to Kurenagal, you need to implement Nestle certificate to Kurenagal system. Otherwise, Kurenagal won't accept it. If somebody sends some random data, it is a pirate. A firewall will open and it will stop it, right? Authorization, token of authorization. Kunenagal sends some confirmation. Unless you upload their certificate into Nestle system, ideally we won't accept the data. Other system, we don't know. Some malware also will come in, right? That way, certificates we need to implement. And in other words, we are establishing a connection TM to BN4L, even though a native system, but there is a trust, right? Trust, it is matter. What the data it is coming to here, we need credibility. So that way, certificates is mandatory. Of course, we know this certificates, correct?
Yeah. And that is
Yeah.
for only for inbound. It is
Inbound to the
here.
network. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry
Of
to
course,
interrupt.
it
Manish,
will.
here I can provide answer here. When two systems are connecting via HTTPS connection, there should be a handshake between the systems. That is via SSL certificates.
SSL certificate.
Yeah, so because of that, we need to import the certificates in both the systems. For example, SAP TM is
Yes,
connecting
TM
to
system
our
also
BN4L.
everywhere. EA
Yeah,
system. Correct.
every system, each other system, they have to share the certificate and
Yeah,
import
when
in
you
both the
are
systems.
connecting, yeah,
Yes.
thank you, Sunil. Yes, everywhere this securing the communication, secure the communication, we need to upload the certificates. Otherwise, no system will accept the data, whether it is a TM, whether receiving or, of course, it is for receiving. When to receive it, we need to have that certificate system, that system
So it
certificate.
is per message wise or in
No,
inbound
no, no.
any. Okay.
For any message, it is a client level, system level, not for message.
Okay. That is my question. Yeah.
System level, it is not specific to the message.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
giving more deep dive details. Of course, these,
Yeah. It is needed, Venkat. Thank you.
okay.
Hmm.
That's all I want to touch today.
Venkat,
So,
we'll be talking about Z events as well in future, the
which
custom
one?
events what we need to create.
No, no,
Like
come
for
again.
example, if there is a custom events, I mean, for example, if we have any changes related to this, not the standard ones we will be using, we might have to
Mm,
send the custom data between these two systems.
no, custom events we cannot, because that involves the coding and all.
Okay.
We can create it just to
Mhm.
see that in PPT and all. But
Mhm.
again, it involves the coding,
Yeah, I agree.
custom events. It is a big effort,
Okay. Okay.
So I'm not wrong. You are the person, right? You are working Middle East client yesterday. You mentioned, correct?
No, Venkat, not me. Other person, I think.
Okay. Okay. So this is what I want to talk today. So any questions till now?
Yeah, we got one final question. It may be a silly one, but just want to understand why we are not using IDOC here, why we are using swap manager here, messages
No,
here.
this is
Any reason
SAP
for that?
design, Saurav.
Okay.
iDocs, yeah, SAP has a better technology now, that is called SOAP message and REST message.
Okay.
Even OData, it is very much advanced. That's why cloud and all iDocs, it is supported. GTT, it is supported by iDocs only. But flight collaboration has only the SOAP messages. But GTT has the concept of iDocs.
Yeah, that was my question was that when GPT we have IDOC, Why not this
Yeah,
evening? Not here.
we will talk
Right.
about. There is a
Okay.
reason we will talk about that GTT module. I'll address that question. Now also I can address, but you cannot visualize
Sure, sure. No
exactly
problem.
why it was not here, why that was implemented there in GTT.
Okay, sure.
So if all good, we can wrap this session.
Last question, Venkat. When will be having access to this? Do we need to connect with Naveen on this?
Which one? For which one?
Access for SAP BN4L tenants.
Yeah, you can talk to them. You can talk to Naveen. He will help you.
Okay.
Yeah, Venkat, you can share this the what I can say that this where we are maintaining the connection, right? You can share this link so we can access
Yeah,
it.
sure,
Will
sure.
be
Yeah,
yeah.
sure, sure. Sure. Okay, thank you all. Have
With
a nice.
one last thing. So also please share that document as well where you are referring all the like
Okay, okay. Yeah, but this
yeah.
is actually in the beginning of this session, Naveen has. You just talk to Naveen. He will help you
Oh,
definitely.
okay.
Don't think that I'm telling that all Naveen. He
No,
has
no,
that.
no, no. No problem. No problem.
Naveen has this. I'll share this. I'll ask him.
Okay. Next week, Monday to Friday, we have to connect at 8:30. Next week onwards.
Yeah, that is what he told Naveen.
Yeah. So no Saturday, Sunday. Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, all good.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Thank you
Nice
all.
to meet
Thanks for your time.
you.
Thank you.